Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Tampa Bay Real Producers Podcast. This is the podcast that is made for real producers, by real producers, and with none other than Tampa Bay's real producers, as well as powered by Top Producers Nation all across the country. Today we have our partner series going on with Two Men in a Truck, baby. Yeah. Two Men in a Truck is in the house.
Yes.
We have Eugenia Parlow. Eugenia's the business development manager, marketing person, queen of taglines. She pretty much does it all over there at 2 Men in a Truck. If you've come to any of our panels over the last God knows how long, 2 years, I guess, you probably have loved Eugenia's taglines and her promos before our panel series. And then one of the owners, we have Ryan Knowles in the house.
Thanks.
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Good to have you here, man. Yeah. So Ryan and Jeff own the franchise, and so we'll dive into, of course, the story behind the franchise and how they work with top agents and all the fun stuff going on here now. So why don't we go start there? So we'll kind of just start a little bit, Ryan, with, I guess, your background and your story of how you got started with 2 Men in a Truck.
Sure.
Did you grow up in Tampa Bay? If not, how'd you get down here? And tell us how 2 Men in a Truck got rolling.
No, we're all citizens of the great state of the lake state of Michigan.
They're Michigan.
Yeah, we're Michigan
Detroit
natives.
Lions fans and all
Detroit
that fun
Lions
stuff.
Fan, Detroit Tigers fans, absolutely.
Wearing Tigers colors today, I see.
I graduated from Michigan State University, so I'm a Spartan. So. Didn't make the national championship basketball game, but I think we made it to the.
Not everybody could be a Husky fan.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe next year, but nonetheless, graduated from Michigan State in 1997. Came aboard with 2 Men in a Truck in 2000. My father opened up the franchise in 1992, and right now, there's about 430 franchises across the United States for 2 Men in a Truck, and
biggest one in all the U.S., right, for trucking or for moving.
Exactly. We're the largest franchise moving system in the United States. Right now, there's over 5,000 trucks all across the United States and in 4 or 5 different countries right now too. So that's pretty cool. Graduated from Michigan State, came on board in 2000 with the business, and we had the Tampa franchise, and we grew that and decided, hey, this is kind of fun. Let's continue to grow. So we ended up buying the Pasco County location, and soon after, we ended up buying the Ocala franchise. So we officially have 3 franchises with 2 Men in a Truck, and it's done really well for us. It's grown, and we're excited that for the future.
How'd you hook up with Jeff? Was he a friend of yours for years? Or?
No, Jeff is my brother.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. For many years.
Exactly. So Jeff came on board. Yeah, it's 100% of a family business.
There was no choice. There was no choice. I was hooked up from Jeff from the get-go.
Yeah, that's okay. A lot of people are like, you guys are brothers? But we work really well together. So Jeff came on board actually before myself by about 5 years or so. And he's been running the Tampa location for a while and growing that. So
very cool. Yeah. So I didn't realize. So you have 3 locations now in this market. Tampa was your first one, you said, right?
Tampa was the first one,
and then
correct.
Pasco and Ocala, very cool.
Yeah.
And then where did you come across this beautiful woman over here, Eugenia, to have her join the team?
Eugenia's been here for a long time with us, and she's just incredible, absolutely incredible. So, Eugenia, what year did you come on board?
I came on board in 2011. I met Jeff at a business networking event. And we became good buddies because we were Detroit Lions fans, Tiger fans, and at that time Red Wing fans until the Lightning came on board.
Right.
And now we are Lightning fans.
They converted you, huh?
They converted us. Mm-hmm. And he said to me one day, he said, "I'm looking for someone to do some marketing for me, and you're it." I said, "Okay, talk to me when you're serious." He goes, "No, you're it." I said, "Okay." And that's where it all started. That was right in your
wheelhouse, right?
Yeah, that's all where it started. And we sat down. We had some conversations about the things I was going to do. And he said, "Oh, well, we have some really cool charity programs that we do. We have Movers for Moms and we have Movers for Military." And he said, "Guess what? They're yours."
Nice.
So started working with those programs, and that's where I came on board.
Yeah, and you've been a great fit. And I know, again, with as a partnership with Real Producers, we'd love to have you at the panels that you've been at. And I know you've sponsored various events and stuff that we've done as well. Nominated, I believe, for one of our categories coming up in our Agent Choice Awards as well. So let's talk a little bit about how, some of the specific services that Two Men in a Truck brings to the table. You already mentioned some of the nonprofit affiliations that you guys also have. I know we talked a little bit off camera, Ryan, about Two Men in a Junk Truck, right? So we're going to dive into that as well. But starting with the basics. So obviously our platform is built around working with agents.
Yep.
The top 500 agents specifically here in Tampa Bay. So tell us a little bit about, we'll start with you, Ryan, if you want to add some thoughts as well, Eugenia, regarding like your relationship with agents, why you love to work with them, how you work with them, what has worked, what hasn't worked, what's been your experience like there?
I mean, real estate agents provide us with some of the best referrals. Their customers, they care for them. We care for their customers as well when they come on board with us. But I don't think you're going to find a company that you can trust as much as us, in the sense that we arrive on time. We can come in and we can pack your clients up. We can offer junk removal, and we provide honest, accurate estimates. All of our movers that we bring into homes are drug tested. They're background checked. They're employees of Two Men in a Truck, and they do an outstanding job. It's, as you know, moving is a tough job.
Yep.
But
how many employees do you guys have?
Between our three separate franchise, we have probably about 125 total.
Okay. Nice.
A lot of those are our movers, part-time and full-time movers. And but when realtors do refer us, they can provide their customers with an honest company who will get the job done for them. And a lot of times, we walk into houses and their clients may have been in the home for 40, 50 plus years. So they have a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So for those kind of customers who are overwhelmed by the whole process, we can come in the day beforehand, or maybe 2 days, depending on how big the house is, get them all packed up, boxed up, and ready to go, so that on that last day, we get everything in the truck and get it over to their new locations. Not only do we offer local moving, whether it's 5-10 miles away, but we also go all over the United States. We have trucks right now in Tennessee, Georgia, and Mississippi.
Okay.
But we go all over the U.S. for those customers that are moving out of state as well.
Is there anything that you feel like kind of separates your brand from other moving services out there?
Yes, 100% for sure. That's a great question. And what we offer our clients are our dedicated service. I'm sure you've heard horror stories when it comes to the moving business.
Sure.
Those horror stories still are very much prominent right now. We get calls at least 3 to 4 times a week saying, Ryan, can you help me out? We should have went with your estimate in the first place. We chose to go with the less expensive moving company, less reputable, and either their movers didn't show up, or
they broke all my stuff,
or they just showed up. They didn't feel comfortable having them in their house.
Yeah.
A majority of our clients are women. They're the ones handling the moving process.
Yes.
So a lot of times they're home and they want to feel comfortable with who's coming into their houses.
For sure.
But the biggest thing that separates us is obviously the gentlemen that we send out to their homes. Number one, like I said, they're drug tested, they're background checked, they're really good guys. These are guys that I feel comfortable coming into my own home. And then also, especially the shipment out of state. If you're moving out of state, we provide a dedicated shipment, meaning we arrive at the home, we load up the items on the truck, we head straight out to the new home. Okay, it's a direct shipment. A lot of times, the big van lines, they go all over the United States with your furniture prior to arriving. It could take weeks. It could take months.
Yep.
We're gonna have your stuff there within 2 to 3 days, depending on what part of the United States you're gonna have. So it's touchless. It stays on that same truck. The same men who load you will meet you at your front door of your new home in Des Moines, Iowa. And
I don't know why anybody would want to move to Des Moines from here, but I understand what you're saying.
I have family.
By the way, I had that experience when I moved from Connecticut here to Tampa, where it took, I think, 2.5 weeks to be able to actually get most of our stuff from wherever it was stockpiled somewhere.
Yes.
Like, as you said,
Right.
with the moving company, it was stocked up somewhere, and then eventually they reloaded it, I guess, on another truck, and then eventually got its way down here. And I think if I remember correctly, we even some stuff was missing when we ended up getting it. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's those horror stories where they're holding your stuff hostage, and it's just it's ridiculous. They get to your new home and say, "Oh, conveniently, you owe us another $1,000."
Right.
I'm not going to pay that.
Gas prices went up.
Yeah, gas prices went up, and and your stuff at that point has probably been in 3 or 4 different trucks at the time, different warehouses and such.
Right.
With us, it's a direct shipment, meaning it's only touched one other time. Less damages can occur, and less chance of theft.
Right.
So
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Eugenia, I know your role a lot of times is being the face of building these relationships with agents, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you're out and about, you're going into offices, you're
Yes.
doing presentations, you're
Yes.
you're really, I would say, on the ground, right? Boots on the ground with
Yes.
developing these relationships.
Yes.
From your perspective, like, what are some things that you think is important that agents should know that are helpful, for them to prepare maybe their sellers? And I'm assuming most of the time when you're working with somebody, it's on is it the listing side, somebody who's
Yes.
selling the home and then they're moving somewhere else. I
Yes.
guess you can
It
also
could
be
be
working both. Yeah.
It could be both.
Makes sense. But from your perspective, what are some important things that you've noticed or that you think are important, for agents specifically to know about the process?
And what I like to do with agents is I like to build that relationship, but I also like to educate them on helping their clients have a stress-free move. If you have a client that's moving, call us at least 2 to 3 weeks before that move.
Mm-hmm.
We want to educate them. We sell the boxes that you need. We sell all the packing supplies that you need. I tell all of my real estate agents, please don't let your clients pack items in newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to use that because you don't want to destroy a painting or something, putting it in newspaper.
Yep.
We have all the packing supplies that they need. Moving is very stressful. So I want to educate them on how not to be stressed and for their clients not to be stressed when they're moving. We can go in, we
Lead
can
them to
pack.
like yoga treatments and stuff.
Right. Well, we can go in and we can pack your whole house, or we can pack as much as you like.
Yeah.
We can unpack what you like. I had an agent tell me, we moved her, and the next morning when she got up, our guys had placed her coffee pot in her kitchen on the counter.
Ready for the morning coffee.
Ready for the morning coffee. She said, I never will forget that.
Yeah.
She said, I didn't have to worry about where's my coffee pot,
Yeah.
And she said, I'll always remember that. So we want to make sure they have a stress-free move. I don't want to sell them anything. I want to educate them. And I do go throughout the greater Tampa Bay area. I have a program that's called Moving Real Estate Agents Forward, where I'll supply lunch or, for their sales meetings, and I educate them on moving.
That's cool. So a broker out there maybe who's like always looking for people to maybe come in and share a couple thoughts with the team
Yes.
or that can add
Yes.
value in that way.
Yes.
They can just reach out to you, website,
Yes.
call you directly, and we
Yes.
can figure out a way to get you hooked up, huh?
Yes. And we also we offer a $50 gift card to all of our real estate agents to share with their clients.
Okay.
And if that client move with 2 men in a truck, they get $50 off their move.
Nice.
So I give them that gift card, and they just give it to their client. And it's only one per household.
Yep.
And they expire the end of December 31st. When that expires, I give you another one. So,
In your experience when you're working with an agent, and I guess it varies based on the amount of business, obviously, that each agent does, right, and produces.
Yes.
But how often would you find in a good relationship that you have with a top producer, let's say, how often do they use your service in your experience?
you know what? I really don't have a way of keeping track of it unless the agent calls me directly.
Right.
So are you saying what percentage?
Is that usually how it happens? The agent calls you directly,
agent-
or
sometimes
they just give someone your information and the homeowner calls you?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of times agents will text me.
Yeah.
And they will say, Eugenia, I just gave your name to this client. This is their phone number. Expect their call.
What do you like? Like, what's the easiest way for that process to happen? Do you like that, the texting option?
I like the text. I don't particularly like Messenger because I was scammed one time with that. But I do like the text message.
Okay.
Because it's right there. You can save
Three-way
that.
text with the homeowner, or even just something directly to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Emails, sometimes they go to spam, they get lost.
Right.
And I ask agents now, how do you want me to reach out to you? Texting.
Okay.
They like to be text.
Got it.
So, that's how I handle that. And then I reach out to the client. Yep. I send that client, at that time, when I talk to the client, I talk to them, and then I give that information to my best customer service representative in my office.
Okay.
Then from there, we do the free, no obligation in-home estimate. If it's a one-bedroom apartment, sometime we can just go off the list and give them a quote. But we like to go out and see these items. If it's 3 bedrooms or more, Ryan, I think. Yeah. We have an estimator that goes out to the homes and walk through everything and give that estimate and get it done.
Yeah, that's neat. And that helps avoid what you described earlier, Ryan, of them giving you a quote and then trying to upsell you later after you've already committed to what you thought was a legitimate quote, right?
I mean,
that's more of kind of a bait and switch type deal.
100%. Ultimately, we don't like surprises, and neither do our customers. There's nothing worse than getting out to a job site. Oh, I kind of forgot to tell you about that baby grand in the corner. So obviously, something like that. There's special equipment involved that we can handle, no problem. Baby grands, large gun safes, large pottery, all sorts of crazy stuff that's out there.
I'm sure you guys have seen it all, huh?
Yes, they have. They've seen it all. We do not move pets.
Right. We've been asked about that.
Yes.
And we don't move cars.
Okay.
And we don't move
Hopefully
animals.
no dead bodies, nothing like that.
No dead bodies.
We always wonder
no
sometimes what's in those boxes, but
no animals. And we tell our clients, if you're ready on the day of the move, it makes it so much easier.
For sure.
If you have things packed and ready to go, because we have so many clients that say, well, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell this. I'm having the sale. Yeah. We get there and none of those items sold. That's going to make for a longer day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess everything is bid based on hours, right?
It is.
Exactly.
It's hourly service, and sometimes we get out to a job site where they just get so overwhelmed. These some of our customers, and I kind of forgot to pack, meaning nothing's been touched when we get there. So obviously then we have to go into packing mode where, we get packers out there, boxes, supplies, and generally it all works out in the end. But obviously, like Eugenia said, the more organized, packed up, and ready to go, the customer can make it a really easy, stress-free move for themselves by being organized.
And that's really where an agent can come into play too, right? Like helping in that process, making sure that they help set the right expectations on how to make it go smooth, which is going to really save the homeowner money, right? At the end of the day, and then just make sure they have a good experience.
Especially for our senior citizen clients, and they just get so overwhelmed at times, and their realtor, a lot of times they don't have family members here, locally. We may be working with a family member, up north or such. So the realtor is really a big help in that sense, just to be there for moral support a lot of times.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
And the other thing I want to add, all of our trucks are GPS. So where those trucks are at all times. We have a system now where you can look on your cell phone and our little truck is coming just like the Uber. You can...
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, you can see that.
Even during like the out-of-state moves and stuff?
Yes.
That's cool.
You can see that truck.
It gives you a time frame. Your truck will be there in 15 hours or something like that. It shows it going all through the United States. So they like that service.
Oh, that's
really neat. Yeah.
Yes, they do. And we're not going to get to the weight station and say, you're overweight. It's all the long distance moving is done by contract.
Right.
So, because I've heard stories where, they were quoted $2,000. They get to the move and now it's $5,000.
Right.
They
or else
hold
you
their
can't
items.
Get your stuff out of your truck.
You can't get your stuff out of the truck, and it's just really sad. We don't do that. We are the movers who care.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about some services. So you mentioned again before the whole 2 men and a junk truck service. Now, let's dive into that a little bit, and then any other services potentially that you guys also offer that's different. But what was the genesis of this 2 men and a junk truck concept?
So obviously, moving and junk go hand in hand a lot of times, especially for realtors. They walk into a house and they're like, I'm sure wow, in order for your house to sell at top value, you're going to want to clear some things out, especially if they've been in there for a long time. We can have a truck out there within
We're all
15
pack rats. We know
We're
that.
all exactly. We're all pack rats.
Yes.
But obviously, the pictures, the pictures that they show of the houses, they're nice and tidy. They're probably going to sell quicker.
Yep.
So as of January 1st, we are officially in the junk business, and the junk business industry is about a $50 billion per year industry, which is huge.
Wow.
And all of our franchises are kind of going in that
Crazy how much
direction
money
right
we
now.
spend on our junk, huh?
Yes.
It really is.
It
Yes.
really is.
So self-storage facilities are also so popular.
Yes.
So we can go into a garage, clear out the garage. We can move we can just move onesie twosie items, or we can go in and just move a whole truckload worth of junk for customers. And as I was saying earlier, the junk business is definitely different than the moving business. Usually when people call us for junk, they want it gone right away. We can pretty much have a truck in your driveway in 15 minutes or so. It's that quick a service.
Cool.
We want to get out there and get that junk gone for you. And I know the realtors really do appreciate that, because they want to get that on the MLS as quick as possible. And the sooner the customer can get the house looking good and ready to go, I think they're happy with that.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense for sure. So were you finding before, Ryan, that you were kind of outsourcing that service when you were needing it? And
Well,
then...
we've always offered it, but now we're official. We actually have a junk truck, and it's a beautiful looking junk truck. Business is going well. We're probably going to add one or two more in the near future. But we were moving the junk in our straight trucks before. Yeah. So we always offered it, but now we're just official now with the junk truck.
Got it. Okay.
Running around town. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's a great service. Is there anything else service related that you feel like it's important for agents to know that is a little bit different that you guys bring to the table?
What am I missing, Eugenia?
Well, I think agents need to know when they're renovating those homes. Okay, you're going to put in new floors. We can come into your home and move those heavy items up to the second floor or into your garage, or we can move it into a pod that's going to sit in your driveway. As long as that pod is going to sit in your driveway, we can put items in that pod. But if it's going to be moved, we can't. Mm-hmm. We don't load any other trucks because of insurance liability, but we can unload other trucks.
Okay.
But I also like to add, during Christmas time, you want to get the dining room set or the floor done. We can come in and move that heavy console and tables and chairs and things like that. If you're remodeling, we can come in and move those items. And now we have the junk truck, so you get a twofer. We can bring the moving truck and we can bring the junk truck, and you're always going to get two men in a truck.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the genesis of the 2 Men in a Truck brand.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
But you were mentioning off camera before that the story behind that was what again?
The 2 minute truck story is really just an American dream, to be honest with you. It's a great story, and I'll tell it as brief as I can, because it's kind of a long story. But in a nutshell, there were two high school students in Lansing, Michigan, named Brig and John, who on the weekends they would make extra money by moving the local community in Lansing, Michigan there, and they stayed pretty busy, made some good high school money. And what happened is when they graduated from their high school in Michigan there, they went off to college, Michigan State too, as well. So that's pretty
Another
cool.
Sparty.
Yeah. What happened was their phone kept ringing, and Mary Ellen, who's the founder of 2 Men in a Truck,
Which was their mom, right?
which was their mom,
Yep.
decided, I'm not going to let these phone calls go to waste. This is good. This is good income. She just had a simple job at the county clerk's office, and she decided to buy a small little 16-foot truck. She drew up a logo on a napkin, slapped it on the side of the truck, the same logo that we have right now with the stick figures, drive-in and stuff like that. That's her original.
That's
her
cool.
original drawing on that napkin there, and she, before you know it, there was a suggestion to, hey, why don't you consider franchising this business? She goes, no, we're just a small little, and before you know it, the name took off, and it grew rather quickly for her, and up until a couple years ago, before they were bought out by Service Master Brands. They were very much running the show, the family, the Brig and her, they're that family, they're Mary Ellen. So it's a really neat story.
So that's like your hometown, man. It was in the roots.
It is. Yeah, no affiliation, affiliation, but
other
it's just
than
really
the Sparty affiliation, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm from a city called Jackson, Michigan, which is about 20, 30 minutes from Lansing there.
Okay.
So really neat affiliation. They're very much involved with Michigan State as donors and stuff like that too.
Very neat. Yeah. Now over 400 franchises later.
Yep.
400 franchises later.
430.
Yeah,
it is the American dream.
It is the American dream.
That's
I mean, Mary Ellen's been on Oprah Winfrey. She's one of the.
How old is she now?
I would say she's probably in her late 70s, early 80s, right?
Early 80s.
God, don't kill me.
I'm not
this.
sure. But Mary Ellen, we hope you're not
I know.
watching this. We love you.
We're going to tag her on this post.
Somebody is going to tag her.
That whole family's been
they're fabulous.
Just wonderful to work with throughout the years. It's just we have a great reputation with our franchisor.
Yeah.
They provide us with such awesome support and
I think you said, Ryan, that in Tampa you guys were like top 20 or somewhere in that ballpark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So out of the 430 franchises, our Tampa location is number 26.
Okay.
Meaning we bought into the system
very early.
Back when we didn't know what was going to happen with the system. You know, we're very fortunate. Obviously, it took off, but there were a few years there where we didn't know if it was going to make it or not.
Yeah.
And so it was a risk. It was a gamble. And, you know, this is where we're at right now. And with 3 franchises later, and it's a lot of responsibility, a lot of employees, a lot of work. We love it. Don't get me wrong, but I think we're done. Our particular family is done with the growing. We're happy with how Tampa Bay is growing, how Pasco's growing in Ocala.
Do you work with all 3 markets, Eugenia, or just Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay and Pasco.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But at one time, I did all 3.
She did, yes.
So is there someone else who does Ocala?
Yes.
There
is.
Yes. Gotcha. Andrea does Ocala. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank God for Andrea.
But the other thing I wanted to mention is, I have a lot of agents that will call me and say, Eugenia, I have this client that's moving. I want to help with their move. We offer we can offer that agent a gift certificate to give to their clients.
Okay.
And we have clients that will call for $500 gift certificates.
Yeah.
We get those set up for them and they give it to their client to help with their moves.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yes.
I was going to ask, in your experiences, this is really for either one of you, like the concept of what are some potential challenges that you've seen occur with that relationship, whether it's between the agent and the homeowner, or there's just been stuff that's popped up that we can maybe take some learning lessons from, that might be worth flushing out so that an agent might know, be aware of this type of a challenge, or this is a mistake that we've seen that I think makes it harder than it really has to be, right?
Well, I mean, I can tell you that the last couple of years have been tough. Our sales are down right now. I think overall with the economy, the way it is, where it's kind of like not bad but not great, and we've seen the effects of that the last couple of years. I mean, we're coming off post-COVID.
Everybody was moving here, right?
Absolutely booming.
Right.
Then, for some reason, the last couple of years have been stagnant, to say the least. So we are praying that, the future as we move in, our busiest time is the summer months. That's when kids are out of school. That's when 99% of the moving goes on.
Sure.
So we're praying that this summer really proves to be a busy one. But as far as challenges go, we kind of addressed this earlier with, we see a lot of situations with hoarding, and just trying to get those customers
organized,
to be
right?
organized and ready to go. But this kind of falls in line with a kind of another neat service that we offer is, because the moving business has a bad reputation. We always at our office, we do same day moves. I get calls from realtors fairly often. Ryan, I need your help. My clients' customers didn't show up, my movers didn't show up, or maybe they just didn't trust and they didn't want them to come in their house. They were already damaging stuff. We have movers in a truck, usually in the hole, waiting for that phone call because it happens that often.
Yeah.
Where
so you can step up that last minute.
We can step up, and I know we've gained the trust of a lot of clients who specifically realtors who we've bailed out their clients last
Totally.
minute.
That makes
Like
sense.
that, yeah.
Yeah, man, if you can step in and be the hero, that's always a win.
Oh, for sure. And they always say, you know, I wish I given your clients your phone number. They didn't use your service. They went the cheaper route, went with a different company, and I wish they would have called you in the you know. So
Correct.
No doubt. So that's a lesson too. Like there's usually you get what you pay for, right?
Right.
So the concept that when you're talking to your clients, just to set the proper expectations that they can go ahead and maybe find a lower bid somewhere, but is that really what they want to do? And that might be the initial thought of some people is just, I'm going to save some money here. But then when you realize the problems that could create with wait times and breaking and losing stuff and theft and everything else that happens, is it really saving you money, right? In the long run, when you really
100%.
cap it out that way. So that's where I think an agent who does a good job can set proper expectations on, listen, trust me, this is where you want to go,
Right.
based on my experiences. I think that
And
would
then
make
there are
sense.
those. Then there's the time when the closing is delayed.
yes.
The closing is delayed, and we can hold items overnight on the truck. We prefer not to, but we can.
Sure.
We can do that. I don't know if we are doing. I think we could do a better job at that, but we can't. It's out of our control.
Right.
Some things are totally out of our control.
Yeah, I mean that's
when it comes to closing.
You brought up a good point, and this is a service also that customers need. It happens several times a month where the customer closes, and we unload them the next day. We keep their stuff on the truck. We unload it the next day. So that's another really helpful service for them.
And there is an additional fee for that.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, it's time, right?
Exactly.
Time is going to cost some money somehow.
Yes.
What percentage of your moves are local compared to statewide or even national?
Yeah, so over 85% of our moves are local.
Okay.
And about 15%
Local
are,
being in these three counties, right?
with these three counties, correct. I mean, we go all over Florida, but yeah, 85% of people move within our structure here probably move, within 20 miles.
Right.
Okay, so
Makes sense.
yeah.
Cool. All right. So we've covered a lot there. Is there anything else that you think we need to say business-wise before we transition to a couple of personal questions so that people can get to know you guys a little bit better? Anything we missed? Feeling good?
Feeling good.
Got the story out there that we needed to get?
I think so.
Got the
All right.
story
Feel
out
very
there.
good. Appreciate
And by
that.
the way, I mean, for agents that trust our brand and our reputation, we obviously vouch for our partners. And not only has 2 Men in a Truck been a partner of our platform now for a few years, but just in getting to know, especially Eugenia, as I've had multiple lunches with you at the Center Club, and over the years, like they definitely take the job seriously, and I think you'd be in great hands to work with them. So I encourage you.
Yeah,
to
and one
reach
thing I just
out.
kind of want to say too is that I am a very involved franchisee. I mean, in the office all the time. There's many realtors that have my personal cell phone. I welcome any realtor that wants my cell phone. For your clients, I like to baby a lot of these moves that for our good realtor referrals. So just keep that in mind. I'm very involved, and that really helps the flow of their
No doubt.
customers' moves.
Ryan's come and spoken at our panels too a couple of times. He's still been working on the motto that we'll have Eugenia close with in a few minutes, but it is what it is. So a couple things that we always throw in there just to add some value to our audience. So a couple rapid fire questions for both of you. Do you have a favorite book or author or seminar that you feel like has made an impact on you personally or professionally? I'll start with you, Ryan.
The book that comes to mind is a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, it's classic.
Yes. And it's helped me with my finances, and it's a great book, and I can hopefully pass that on to my kids.
Totally. I'm a
And
fan
my
too.
book, one of my favorite books was Who Moved My Cheese?
Classic.
That was one of my favorite books.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad was a book I read when I was 18 that opened my eyes to the power of real estate investing, I would say.
sure.
And definitely changed my mindset, too, to actually understand what a real asset is, and comparing that to a liability. Do you guys have a favorite TV show or movie?
Ooh, I'll let Eugenia go there first.
My favorite TV show, I love football, okay? I love watching football. I love going to football games.
You must have been happy about the Lions last year.
Yes, yes. But my favorite TV show is Steve Harvey Family Feud.
You're a game show gal,
I
huh?
love that show. You know, I can't answer
He adds some style
anything
to it.
on Jeopardy. So
He adds some style to it for
yes,
sure,
he does.
no doubt.
Yes, he does.
How often you get to go back to Detroit fairly often? You see
Yes.
usually a game or two up there?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
You feeling good about your Lions this upcoming year or what?
Yes.
Think they're going to finally pull it out?
Yes.
I was
But I'm
rooting
not
for them
going
in the
to New
NFC title
Orleans.
game. I was a little disappointed that they missed it, but they had a great season.
They
for
were
sure.
3 points away.
They were. Next year might be the year.
Go Lions.
You got a favorite show,
Well,
Ryan?
like Eugene, I'm a big sports guy too, especially college sports. Anything related to Michigan State, gotta watch it.
Is Izzo ever going to retire? Or?
I hope not. I mean, he's
I don't think so.
I think he's got one more championship left in
Yeah,
his.
he's still.
before he
How old
leaves.
is he now? 60s?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
okay.
might be a little bit closer to pushing 70.
I
but
picked him to beat North Carolina this year. It didn't quite work out.
Didn't
Wow.
quite work out. No. But as far as the TV show goes, I like to watch TV with my kids, and right now they're streaming Netflix Young Sheldon right now, which is a quirky
Funny.
kids show,
Yeah.
funny, and it's not personally my favorite, but that's what comes to mind right now that we're watching with the family.
How many kids you have?
I have 3 kids.
How old are they?
I have a 15-year-old who will be driving here in a few months, which
Yep.
is very scary to me. And I'm looking out the window right now. We live about 3 miles away from here right now, and we have a couple of these intersections here. I'm like, oh, it's scaring me right
Gonna
now.
be
but-
driving around here. This is going to get interesting.
She's got her permits right now, so we've driven these streets,
Nice.
right now every day to try to get her some experience before she goes live with that. But 15. I got a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Okay.
So we're a big sports family. My daughter in high school, the 15-year-old, she's a cheerleader for Plant High School right
Nice.
now, and then my daughter is a cheerleader for a team in Brandon. My 13, and my son is a big travel baseball guy.
Very
So
cool.
I've been his coach now for probably 3 years now. So
Nice.
we have a blast. We have to head to Clearwater for a tournament tomorrow morning.
Very
So-
cool. Yeah, I have baseball tomorrow morning too. My two boys.
Do
We're
you?
we're up in Land O'Lakes.
Okay, yeah.
We play up there, Land O'Lakes Little League.
Yeah, sure.
So my son is 9. Well, he'll be 9 next month, and then my younger son is 7.
Okay.
So the two of them are really
Is he
loving
doing
it.
the weekend tournaments yet?
Yeah,
Is that-
they're not traveling yet.
Yeah.
Everything that they've been doing is still local there to that Land O'Lakes area, Land O'Lakes Little League. But they used to play over at Idlewild Church. They had a league over there for a little while.
Okay.
But yeah, they love it. They love watching. Being from the Northeast, I'm a Yankees fan, so they still they watch the Yankees games with me.
Yeah.
I have become a Rays secondary fan as well here in Tampa Bay. But don't you shake your head at me over there, right? I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you.
Right,
I
exactly.
am loyal to my Tampa Bay people, though. I am a
go-
Lightning fan.
That's
Go
right.
Rays! 5
Oh,
years
yeah.
in a row in the
Go
playoffs.
Blue.
I mean,
Go
they're an
Lightning.
awesome franchise.
They
Go
are.
The
I
Rays.
respect them. I respect the fact they spend no money yet they still win. It's
Yep.
amazing how that
Correct.
pans out. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. It works. It works.
Right.
So we're gonna put a bow with this question. This is what I call our legacy question. I think it's neat for both of you. So as you think about the business that you've been involved with and what you've built, at some point, of course, you'll look back and think about what you want to be most remembered for, right? Personally and professionally. And so we'll start with you, Rye. What do you think would be most important to you what do you want that legacy to look like for you? What would you want to be most remembered by?
I don't know. So what's coming to my head right now is my gravestone. I'd love for it to say great dad, great husband, and great boss. I think that's a happy life for me, and a successful life with me is just a family that's prospering, just doing well with the community as far as business goes. My employees, I do my best to cultivate a great culture within the offices there. And so that's success to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Yeah,
For
for sure.
me, it would be, do what you say you're going to do. And I would say, for me, it would be live, laugh, and love.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're very good at these little mottos. You tend to throw them out there very well. We didn't get a chance to talk a ton. Do you have kids, Eugenia?
Yes, I have kids. I'm not saying their age.
No. Okay. Are they local?
No, all my kids live out of state.
They do. Okay.
Yes, I have 3 bonus kids. and
Grandkids yet?
Grandkids, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So the
Yes.
legacy is there, huh?
The legacy is there. They're a lot of fun, never a dull moment.
Yeah, I know you. They live in Michigan. Any of them?
Yes.
Okay. So I think
Michigan
you're-
and Las Vegas and New York.
Oh, that's cool. So
Yes.
you've got the whole country covered pretty
yes.
much.
Yes.
And you even have a moving situation in case you need to.
yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving for it.
No, and no.
Well, if somebody wants to reach out to you guys, just to, again, for your service, obviously, connect to Two Men in a Truck, or even just to pick your brain about a situation where they might want to get clarity on, what's the best way for someone to do it?
Obviously, call us, 727-847-6683. That's our passcode number. I should have considered our Tampa number, but it's 813-988-7388. Ask for myself, ask for Jeff if you have any clients that need special attention. We've seen it all, so have them get in touch with us.
Yeah, no doubt. And then the website is just twomeninatruck.com.
twomeninatruck.com.
Does that take them to the national site?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they would go in and put in a zip code, and it would route them to the Tampa location.
Okay.
And for me, it would be the 813-245-8519. That's my cell number, and you can always reach out to me that way.
Cool. We'll get those up on our descriptions as well, so that when we post everything, people can see that.
Yes.
And Eugenia, I want you to take us out here with a little bit of a theme here, a little motto. If you want to deliver one of your taglines here that the audience can at least appreciate, you might want to keep it clean. So I don't know if you, if you want to. Actually, you don't have to. You can say anything you want. But
no, I'll keep it clean.
Which tagline do you want to lead us here with?
But I just want to thank you for having Ryan and I, to talk
my pleasure.
about Two Men in a Truck. And I want everyone to remember that if you're out there and if you're moving, don't stress and run amok. Just pick up the phone and call Two Men in a Truck.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Boom. Amen. That's all you got to remember.
Amen.
That right there. And if you want more of those trendy taglines, come to our panel series every month, and you'll hear Eugenia deliver them on a regular basis. So we'll put a bow on the episode, as we always do, with a challenge. I enjoy these partner series because those of you who have watched our series for a while, without our partners, we can't do anything. Real producers wouldn't exist without the partners that make it possible. And you can find these partners at tampabayrealproducers.com/partners. It's on our main website. You'll see their logo on there. You can actually also contact them through that. If you click on their logo on our website, it'll take you right to their website. Okay. So you can find them right through that funnel as well. But we have some great local business owners that have supported our platform over the years. And without them, like I said, we wouldn't be able to do the events we do. This podcast wouldn't exist. Our magazine that we put out every single month that they've been featured in, and they have their ad campaigns in. It just wouldn't exist without the support from our local partners. So we appreciate all of them. And of course, you guys for being here today. And if there was something from our conversation today that you need to take an action step on, I always challenge our audience to do something. Take one action step, make a quick phone call, have a conversation. Maybe you had a bad experience in the past with some of your movers, and you maybe weren't exactly sure what you could have done differently to avoid that next time, right? So having a conversation with Ryan or Eugenia can definitely help make things smoother. Maybe you have a couple of customers that are going to have moving needs here coming up, and you want to make sure you're with a reputable company that you feel comfortable representing. I would vouch for these two for sure. And you can check them out and have a conversation with them, whatever it might be. Maybe it's picking up one of the book recommendations that we threw out there, but do something. Take an action step from this conversation that's going to help propel you forward, and that made the time that you invested in watching the podcast that much more worth it. We, of course, will see you on the next episode of Tampa Bay Real Producers. If you don't already subscribe, click the button so you get notified every time we drop a new episode, which comes out weekly. And again, I'll close by saying we are powered by Top Producers Nation, which is designed to help real estate agents become top producers all throughout the U.S. in your desired markets. These conversations are here for you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Hey there, my name is Trevor Collinson with Casker Creative. We're a branding and marketing company helping people build their brands through advanced storytelling and better than your average aesthetics. One of the reasons I love Real Producers so much is because it gives me a chance to really get outside my box, not hide behind a computer all day, make meaningful relationships, and really immerse in a sector that I'm looking to spend a lot more time in. Thank you so much, Tampa Bay Real Producers.